My top five trash moments of the week. I'm gonna start it out with no other. Damn.
My best 5 junk snapshots of the week. G started out with no other damn cafe de no for genuine. I don't have a clue kid the air, encompassing the new occasions in the music world. Remaining parts tense following a few dubious explanations. Made by Mace. Stand by stand by stand by stand. By where do I have any idea about that name from that name recognizable during a syndicated program appearance Mace? Couldn't resist the opportunity to unpretentiously suggest about Diddy's reputed associations with Tupac's death suspect Way, K.D. Davis. This provocative motion promptly sent swells all through the amusement local area. Stand by where do I have any idea about that name from that name sounds natural, is obscurely commented, prompting thundering chuckling in the studio, particularly from his half Cameron and jokester visitor Bubba Name, in spite of the fact that he attempted to minimize his remarks with people obliviousness. Obviously Mace was suggesting the famous tales connecting Diddy to Keith D, further strengthening their continuous fight. Individuals in music and Hollywood dreaded this person, did he, as though he's unapproachable. And, surprisingly, the unique on the television show took a happy turn when the discussion moved to additional funny trades among Mace Cameron and Bubba Name, cooperating with Mama's clear misrepresentation of not calling who Keith D was Bubba Dub, brazenly answered with terrible kid mirroring puff, Mark Diddy Bop, which sent Cameron into attacks of giggling the air in the room anyway. Immediately moved to seriousness when the conversation dove more profound into the subtleties of Tupac's death. With a serious tone communicated, we at long last getting equity, man. You understand what I'm talking about, I asked Tupac. Get equity, whoever is involved, he wanted equity. Mace kept stressing the weightness of the circumstance. I don't actually intend that in no kidding way. This isn't whenever that these claims first have stood out as truly newsworthy. As a matter of fact, Macy's new remarks have revived long-standing bits of hearsay interfacing Diddy to the unfortunate demise of Tupac. That Puffy put out this case of you realize, I'll pay $1 million, assuming you get dispose of right Tupac and Suge Tupac, is presently gone. Keith D.D. in his 2008 police admission guaranteed that Diddy had a supposed examined 1 million duel manage him during the mid-90s to kill both Tupac and Suge. Night Diddy told me during a gathering at Greenblatt Shop in Los Angeles that he needed to dispose of them. Fellows review Keith D. Anyway, following Tupac's death, Keith D. expressed that they never got the supposed installment from Puff Diddy. In light of these grave allegations, told the Ella week by week in 2011 that Keith D's story was unadulterated fiction. And totally crazy, the shadows of these bits of gossip heap on waiting, with each new disclosure taking injuries from long ago and contentions back to the bleeding edge of public consideration. Having seen Ma's enigmatic comments on the syndicated program, we are stepped back to the foundations of the perplexing connection among Mace and Diddy, which spiraled sometime before the new ramifications. Mama's association with Diddy started in the last part of the 90s as the previous turned into an unmistakable figure under the Awful Kid Records flag, an energetic period set apart by graph-beating hits. Mama's prosperity appeared to be practically symbolic of the name's brilliant days. Yet as the music played on in the background, a situation was unfolding over issues of eminences. I clearly heard you when you said that you are currently for the Craftsman Mace. Composed tending to Diddy's remarks at the Clive Davis Prague Grammy function in an extraordinary Instagram exposure. Mace uncovered that Diddy had given him a simple $220,000 for his distributing freedoms when he originally joined Awful Kid. Later endeavors by Mace to recover his inventory by offering a faltering $2 million were met with obstruction. Diddy's counter was that Labyrinth would need to match what the European person offer him, an expectation that mirrored a serious reality for make Q the financial worth of his creativity was apparently concluded by outside biders. For some specialists, their distributing and writs are not resources, they are essential for their character. Mama's penny reverberated profoundly when he expressed your previous strategic policies. Intentionally has proceeded with deliberately starved your craftsmen and been incredibly uncalled for to exactly the same craftsman that assisted you with getting that simple grant on the famous terrible kid name. Such allegations against Diddy highlighted a more extensive fundamental issue where youthful craftsmen were purportedly made the most of by industry tycoons. This issue turns out to be much more piercing while considering the stupendous achievement Mace accomplished during his 10 with awful kid collections like Harlem World, which proceeded to be insured Forex Platinum, remained as a conspicuous difference to the pitiful aggregate he professed to have gotten for his distributing privileges. By 2020, the quarrel arrived at an edge of boiling over, with Mace placing Diddy on shoot in the public space. After Diddy's enthusiastic discourse about the significance of regarding dark hip-hop and rup specialist Mace, countered with major areas of strength for and of his own, underscoring that the most important move towards veritable change was fascinating in action. And redressing past wrongs, it appeared to be like the goal to this long-standing question, may be far off anyway, in an astonishing development. Cameron took to virtual entertainment to salute Mace. On getting his distributing back from Puff, he expressed just completed the desk work for that yesterday. Currently, we should return to recent developments following Tupac's passing hypotheses, persevered about the strange occasions, paving the way to that pivotal night in Las Vegas. We are here today to declare the capture of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith. A name that habitually arisen in these discussions was Dwayne Key D, with Key D's new capture regarding Tupac's 1996 death. Old inquiries and tales are reignited after such a long time. Could this be the hotly anticipated forward leak for the situation? For quite some time, the group of Tupac Shaker has been sitting tight for equity. Keith D's ensnarement with the two-death case has roots that follow back a long time in a frightening disclosure during a 2008 meeting. He admitted to an alleged arrangement among him and the music big shot Shed Diddy brushes. K-Day guaranteed that the arrangement's substance was Diddy's request for a hit on Tupac. He expressed that they never got the supposed installment from Puff after Tupac's death. It's actually important that this admission was not without logical inconsistencies and debates. Assuming I have never met him, I couldn't ever have been engaged with this bull. You understand what I'm talking about. Because of Key's stunner admission, Diddy completely dismissed these cases. Diddy's emphasis on his blamelessness wasn't restricted to his remarks in 2016. Already when pushed on these claims on the Morning Meal Club, Diddy answered, "Yet I'm in charge of what I express. I to get into rubbish." He kept on underlining his attention on spreading energy, expressing God sent me on this planet to give life, to motivate life, to just do things that are positive. Given the heaviness of these allegations, it's basic to spread out the occasions encompassing Tupac's end. The notable rapper was gunned down in a drive-by firing on September 7, 1996. He unfortunately spent away 6 days after the fact from his wounds. The examination, anyway, had its reasonable portion of exciting bends in the road. While Keith VD guaranteed his presence in the vehicle from which the projectiles were discharged, it was his nephew, or Orlando Childpath Anderson, who was affirmed to be one of the shooter's flops. So Orlando shot across where he hung over on the window. We lower the window, the interest possibly extends. While thinking about that, only hours before the shooting, Tupac had to go up against Anderson was reputed to have taken the chain of a Death Row Records subsidiary, bringing Tupac into the fight. Notwithstanding these allegations, Anderson was neither captured nor charged. Tragically, he met a sad end in an irrelevant Pac shooting in 1998. Key's new capture arises as a possibly critical advancement in this long-term cold disactivity by the Las Vegas police came 2 months after they struck the home of Davis' better half. However, things, for example, PC sells hard drives, and a few 40-type slugs were held onto these shots were resolved not to match the shell housings from